If you're watching this, you're probably somebody who lives alone, wants to live alone, or you're just curious about what the mindset I'm going to talk about is. Real quick before I start, I just want to say one thing about living alone. See, when you're living on your own, I guess I would say it's a little more difficult to navigate life just because of how almost alone you are. So it tends to get very easy to get lonely or to get in your head or to let a negative thought just ruin your day or kind of dictate the course of your mind. And from then, you just kind of fall into bad days, bad weeks. And before you know it, you're kind of in a rut. You just don't know how to get out of it. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to get into the mindset or the thing that's helped me kind of start growing and just seeing better things happening in my life. Now, the whole premise of this video kind of revolves around eliminating the feelings of guilt and shame or reducing them to as much as possible. See, if you're somebody who's somewhat like me, you've struggled with addiction, whatever it is, I've struggled with doom scrolling, binge eating, and things of that sort, right? And I believe addictions all have a common factor. We might be different in what we're addicted to, but it doesn't solve. We have the same roots, some sort of pain, something we're avoiding. And the thing that has helped me slowly get out of this addictive behaviors is kind of just, ironically learning to just love myself. As weird as it sounds, it's really all you need, you know, starting to accept the fact that you've made those mistakes. That's the first thing, in my opinion. Just accept the fact that you've made those mistakes. Just don't deny the problem. Don't tell yourself you're fine when in reality things are falling apart in your life or you're not happy with the way things are going in your life. So number one is just acknowledging that you're not fine. And number two is how you react to that or how you react to any impulses or urges you get. See, my before I started, focusing on my mindset and things like that, the first thing I would do when I would react is just like blame myself for the feelings that I got. That's number one. Blame myself, which would result into me feeling very guilty, almost shameful for the things that I'm feeling. And then I would end up kind of wanting to heal that pain by engaging in whatever addictive behavior it was, you know? And the problem with this cycle is how you react to whatever impulse you get. And because, see, the thing is, we are never as old or as wise or whatever, as mature as you get or as much as you heal, you will always receive those urges, whatever they are, whether it's to doom scroll, to binge eat, to watch R-rated content, whatever it is, man. You're always going to get these urges. You're gonna have these feelings are a part of you. Okay. The thing that you cannot control the feelings you get. That's one thing I realized. You cannot control when a thought arises. Because 95% of the thoughts aren't even yours. You know. So you can't control those things, but what you can control is how you react to them. See, most of us in the cycle of a habit, we run on autopilot. So we get the thought and we instinctively go to behavior, just like that. When in reality, there probably is like a tiny, tiny gap where between us doing the action and between us getting the thought and doing the action, because we're so addicted, the gap is so tiny of this moment of awareness, right? Like before you probably go binge eat or doom scroll, you think to yourself, oh, I probably shouldn't do this, but it's just one thought. And the goal with this is over time, you just kind of have to build that awareness. Kind of taking the gap from here to just slowly, slowly expanding that gap into something where you're like, okay, I understand that I have this urge right now. I understand that I want to order 5 billion burgers right now, but this is not going to help me. That's the idea that you want. That's the level where you want to get to. And I'm not saying I'm perfect because I still struggle with certain behaviors, but it has gotten a lot better for me now. So I'm speaking literally from experience. So again, the key idea is to just acknowledge the feeling that you get. You don't deny it because denying it will only create more guilt and shame. And it's kind of like you're fueling that fire of addiction inside of you. The first step is just going to be acknowledging the problem and then being aware of how you react to whenever you get an impulse. So I really want you to try this. When next time you get an urge, and trust me, it's not gonna take long if you're somebody who's had addictions before. Even if you don't, if you're not very addicted to a certain behavior, like your urges come and go, right? Whenever you get it, just observe it, you know? Don't instantly react, just sit there with it and kind of have a conversation with yourself. Um, and don't deny that feeling. Tell yourself, you know what, bro? I know you feel like skipping the gym. I know you feel like eating 5 billion burgers. I know. But this is not the move for you right now. This is not going to get you where you want to get. And in a way, that's self love, right? You know? And I truly believe that this is the only way to get over any addictive behavior that you have. Because I'm going to repeat myself here, but without this compassion and this sort of like allowing yourself to make mistakes and acknowledging that you're not perfect, without this kind of humanizing yourself, because you know you wouldn't talk to somebody like that. You wouldn't talk to someone or your friend the way you talk to yourself. I've been there before, you know. So I forgot my train of thought. but but you don't forget a train of thought. You lose the train of thought. Otherwise, I would have lost the train or forgot whatever, man. Because without that compassion, without that treating yourself like an actual human, somebody with a soul, somebody who reacts to feelings and emotions, without you treating yourself like that, I truly don't believe that you're going to get over whatever it is you're going through. You know, self love is more about kind of growing up and like realizing that this life that you're living isn't going to serve you much longer. I feel like that's what it's all about. Now, if this video helped you, I genuinely ask you to just leave a comment or just interact with my page. Just let me know that it helped you, because I just want my message to reach more people and impact others and help them the way that I believe that I would have liked to receive 2 years ago when I first moved out to live on my own for like the next 2 years, you know? So other than that, it's been me. Take care. Peace.